Hey everybody! So for some time I've been wanting to tell some of the testimonies of the things that God has done in my life, and today I want to start out by telling you a testimony of something that happened when I was around about 11 or 12 years of age. So before I do though, I want to give you a little bit of background about me. So I was raised in a small country town in Australia, and I was raised in pretty much a non-Christian, non-religious home. My mum did, however, believe in God, and she always encouraged my faith in God, and she was always somebody that I could go to if I wanted to talk about God. She always encouraged my faith. And so we were not Christian, we were not anything, and we didn't really we didn't pray, we didn't read the Bible. So that was pretty much how I was raised. And also though, pretty much all my life, I can remember, there was never a time when I didn't believe in God, where I didn't fear God. So I always had that for as long as I can remember. And there came a time when I was about 11 years of age where I decided that I wanted to be right with God. And as far as I knew, if you wanted to be right with God, you go to church. So I went and talked to my mum about it, and we decided we'd go to church. And I don't know why, but we pretty much decided to go to the local Catholic church. And we were a pretty kind of poor family. We didn't really go out at all. So to me, I decided that this was going to be like a mother-daughter outing, because we didn't really go anywhere. So to me, that was what it was. It was a mother-daughter outing. And so we go along to church this particular Sunday, and I think we were a little late. We were a little bit late, and I can remember that we kind of snuck in. It seemed like a side entrance, and we kind of snuck in and sat down. And the service was already underway, and pretty much not very long after we sat down, I can remember I went into kind of a vision. And in the vision, there were these priests there. They were just, these priests were not the same. It wasn't the very priest that was there that day, but they were the same. And I feel like there was more than one priest. I feel like there was a few priests there, and they were all they were dressed in fancy clothes and pointy hats, and they were doing these ceremonies with objects. And the overriding sense of the vision was that God was wroth with those priests. He did not like he hated what those priests were doing. And the other thing that I can remember is that those priests, they didn't even belong to God. They were not of God. Those priests were imposters, and God hated what they were doing. He was wroth with them, and he was going to destroy them. And so not long after, so then pretty much that was really all that happened in the vision. I kind of came out of the vision. I came out of the vision because my mum was kind of elbowing me, and because I was making noise. And as I was coming out of the vision, I can remember I was making a sound with my mouth and my tongue, and I believe now I was speaking in tongues. And so pretty much the service then ended, and we got up to leave. And as we were walking out of the church, I remember we were walking down the steps, and I'm kind of wondering, what just happened to me? I had no knowledge, no understanding. I did not know what just happened. And as we were walking down the steps, the Lord spoke to me. And when I say that he spoke to me, I mean, it wasn't an audible voice. It was just to my heart. And he said to me, "That is the mother." Because remember, I'd kind of decided that it was a mother-daughter outing. And he said that was the mother. And then if you walk to the footpath, you look down the street, and about 50 metres down the road, is a Protestant church, and then the Lord said to me, and that is the daughter. So that church, the Catholic church behind me, was the mother, and that church down the street, that's the daughter. And and then I remember as we were going to the car, we rounded the corner and we were kind of walking up the little hill to where our car was parked, and then I just had this feeling, this impression, it's just like a knowing that the answers that what just happened to me was found in Revelation. So that's all that happened on that day. And then fast forward many years, now I know what the point that the Lord was trying to get to me was that Christianity is the whore of Babylon. So if you go and read in Revelation 17, that's where my answer was. It was in Revelation 17. Christianity is the whore of Babylon. The Catholic Church is the mother, and the Protestant Church are her daughters. So that's pretty much all I wanted to tell today. But before I close out, I really just want to make sure people know my heart on the matter. I don't say this with any malicious intent or hatred toward anybody, especially God's children in Christianity. I'm just telling you this is what happened. This was not a dream. I did not make this up. This was real. This was a memory of what happened to me. So that's pretty much it. Okay, have a good day.